Hello again, boys, girls, lady boys, and other. Just sitting here on a nice, incredibly hot afternoon, drinking my Starbucks coffee. And just to show you guys that I was not joking, yes, in fact, it is a real and actual Starbucks. So right here, I have a weird guy eyeballing me. The tuk-tuk driver. I have a Buddhist temple across the road, and I'm sitting here drinking Starbucks in a temperature that apparently is about 107-degree heat index. So I don't know. Should I be drinking coffee right now? Probably not. But screw it, I am addicted to my Starbucks. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna throw this cup away, and I just want to show you how surreal it is. Because, like, again, out here, you're definitely in Thailand. Like, everything that you see is definitely in Thailand. And then we're gonna go in, and it's going to look like just a normal Starbucks in the middle of anywhere. Look at this. It just looks like Starbucks. They look like Starbucks. The trash looks like Starbucks. Ooh, even the air conditioning feels like Starbucks. And then you come out here and it's 107 degrees again. Boy, bae. That's kind of one of the interesting things here with being in Thailand is so many things here are like so Thai. It's like the Thais do things the way Thais do, and then all of a sudden you start getting these international businesses in here that do things exactly the way that the international businesses things do, and it's kind of just disjointed. It kind of just doesn't make sense in a lot of ways, but that is the way it is. Look, I mean, like I said, that's a real Burger King right there, and that's a real Starbucks. Back in the day when I was young, that would have been a Starbucks. And he probably would have gotten Folgers in there. But now it's a real Starbucks. So anyways, we're going to be walking down. We're going to be in the Khawazon Road area again today. Because I want to show you folks. I want to show you. I have finally found guest houses for 150 baht per night. And so 150 baht, remember 35 baht to the dollar. So 150 baht is like $4.50 for a guest house room. So that is definitely a very good deal. So we're gonna wander down here and I'm gonna show you some of the stuff as I talk and then show you the prices. Because again, that's one thing. If you guys wanna go out and you wanna have adventures, now obviously you may not have the money that I do, so you can't go out and get really nice hotel rooms. But that doesn't mean you can't come to Bangkok and still have your own adventure. Again, as I talked about before, my budget before was about $10 a day. And I made it here. And that's one thing too, like there's a lot of snarky people out there, you know, those stupid snarky people. And so they look at me now and they go, well, Eli, you know, you have money and you're professionally successful, but some of us aren't like you. And what I keep wanting to scream at people, and it's like, guys, girls, lady boys, here's the deal. It wasn't that long ago I was a young person. I am now 39 years old. I have a college degree. I have God knows how many technology certifications. I've run, you know, technology, good businesses. So yes, I have more money than you do. But just because I have more money, essentially what that means is I can live in better hotels when I go on vacations. It's not the difference between a vacation or not a vacation. I think that's what a lot of people get confused with. Is they think, well, I don't have the money that Eli has, therefore I can't go to Bangkok. No, that is absolutely and utterly incorrect. You don't have the money Eli has, so when you come to Bangkok, you can't live in as nice a hotel as Eli does. But you can still come to Bangkok, and you still can have a blast, and you can still have an amazing time. The difference is your hotel isn't going to have a pool right beside the river, and it may not have air conditioning. Okay, and frankly, sheets might be a little bit disgusting, but it's still a place to sleep. It's still a place to be, you know what I'm saying? So this is Khawazon Road. Just in case you didn't know where I was right now, this is in fact Khawazon Road. And this is Khawazon Road even during the day. And as you can see, they've got all the street food. So we talk about prices and things, right? So we got, you know, pad thai with egg, 30 baht, so 35 baht to the dollar, so that's less than $1. Pad thai, chicken and egg, 50 baht, blah, blah, blah. So again, like I say, those are the food prices, and that's pretty good. I mean, you get pad thai with egg, and that is a meal, especially with this heat. Believe me, when there's a 107-degree heat index, you really don't want to eat a lot. It's just kind of how it is. So it's like you may look at that and you're like, is that really enough to eat? And believe me, yeah, it is. Because like eating in this kind of weather is just absolutely and utterly brutal. But that's a big thing. I want people to understand as you're listening to me to do these videos, is I've done all of this traveling before on the cheap. Again, the difference between how I do it now and how I do it in the past is simply the amount of money I can spend on the locations I stay at. It's funny. So one of my old mentors way back in the day. I remember it was funny because I met his wife one time, and we used to talk a lot because he had done all the backpacking thing and the youth hostel thing and all that kind of stuff. And so we were out drinking beer one night, and she showed up, and she was drinking beer with us, and we were talking about all this adventure, and I had just come back from, I don't know, Europe or something like that, and it was funny. And she did like what all spouses do. She was like, yeah, I heard all this stuff about sleeping on trains and youth hostels and all that kind of thing, but now, every time we go to Europe, we're staying in like castles and 5-star hotels. And that's kind of the reality of how it goes, is that basically it's not that it's not that you can't do something, or it's not that you can do something. It's essentially what are the accommodations you can stay in. So again, you can be in Bangkok and I'm spending $109 a night on a hotel room, and you are in Bangkok. And when you're in Bangkok spending $109 a night on a room, you can go to Wat Pho, and you can go to the Grand Palace, and you can go to all these amazing Wats and everything else. Well, here's the deal. If you spend $4.25 on a guest house, you can go to Wat Pho, and you can go to the Grand Palace, and you can do all this wonderful, amazing stuff, right? I mean, the hotel you stay in, it doesn't stop you from doing all of these amazing things. Again, I just do have to admit, going home at the end of the day and having a nice hot shower and sleeping in air conditioning is a beautiful thing. But, when you're 40 and you've been successful, you can get that kind of stuff too. So that is something I want people, listening, who listen to this to realize, is because so many times you see people as they are now, and then you're like, well, of course, Eli, of course you can do this. Of course you have the ability to travel and do all this stuff. Look at you. But what you don't see is when I moved across the country twice, literally with just my car. So I packed everything into my car and went across country. What you don't see is when I had a 1985 Toyota Tercel, I packed everything into my car to go across country. Literally halfway across the country, my CV joint started going bad and squeaking the entire way. And there was nothing I could do about it. Because it's like, well, do I have enough money to fix that? Nope. Okay, keep going. 2,000 miles on a squeaky CV joint. Actually ended up being like 8,000 miles on a squeaky CV joint, right? But that's just how it was. But that's the thing to be thinking about is just because you don't have money and just because you don't have resources, it doesn't mean you can't go out there and go good life-changing experiences in the whole 9 yards. All it means is, the clothes you get to wear and the hotels you get to stay at and the beer you get to drink. Again, I mean, it's the different, it really is. Like, so for me, if I was still drinking beer, I could have the best possible beer, right? I could drink good, I could be here in Bangkok and I could drink good German beer. And yes, drinking good German beer here in Bangkok would be a lot nicer than drinking Chang here in Bangkok. But it's still beer. It's still cold. You know what I'm saying? You're not really missing that much. Everybody feels like, everybody acts as if this little amount that they're missing. It's like they're missing just a tiny bit. They're missing a tiny bit, but they act as if that is the world. Well, since I can't do X, Y, or Z, that means I can't do anything. It's like, you are a damn idiot, aren't you? Anyways, so the big topic I wanted to talk about today, was the whole idea of pre-programmed responses and why this is important for success. Because this came up for me with an interesting drive with a tuk-tuk driver. Never trust tuk-tuk drivers. They be wily strangers, if you know what I mean. But anyway, so basically, here's a story. So my wife and I went off to look at the palaces today. There's a teak palace and there's like a throne room or whatever. That doesn't mean a damn thing to you. Barely means anything to me. But basically, it's this area with parks and everything, a little bit of ways from the area that we're staying in. So we go and we take a metered taxi. Oh boy. Oh, my life. So we take a metered taxi to go up there, right? And so taking a metered taxi, I was surprised. It takes about 10 minutes and comes out to 47 baht. Oops. Yay! I'm a winner! Anyways, so it comes out to 47 baht. So then we come out. We're seeing all the stuff. And then we come out and we plan to take a taxi. My wife wants to take a taxi, but then the only person there is a tuk-tuk driver. So one of those tuk-tuk things, right? And so it's like, okay, sure, we'll jump on a tuk-tuk. Now here's the thing, is before we jumped on the tuk-tuk, we were not wise, so we did not pre-negotiate the price of the drive for the tuk-tuk. So we drive back, and I've got video of us driving back, and then at the end, the person pulls up in front of the hotel. Now again, the first thing we have to think about is pre-programmed responses, pre-programmed things and ways to be thinking. So when the tuk-tuk driver is pulling up in front of the hotel, I already know what I think is appropriate for this particular drive. So when we went all the way from the airport down here to the Kaozan Road area, it cost us 550 baht. 550 baht, so 350 baht's 10 bucks, so 550 is somewhere around that $15 mark, right? So that's all the way from the airport. And then we took the taxi from where our hotel is up to where the parks were, and that was 47 baht. Right. So we get in a tuk-tuk, and we didn't pre-negotiate, so I knew that the person may try to screw with us. Oops, wait a minute. Oh, no, there we go. So I knew the person may try to screw with us. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, so this is probably going to be between 60 to 100 baht. So I already know, going into the possible negotiation, what I think the worst case scenario is, and what I'm basically willing to pay. So I'm thinking, like, worst case scenario, I'm going to end up paying like 60 baht for this ride, which would be 10 baht more than I should pay, but you know, what the hell. That's what happens, you don't pre-negotiate. Oh, I want to show you guys this. So this is the guest house, just so you guys see. Guest house, pricing starting at 150 baht, shared bathroom, hot shower, free Wi-Fi, you're welcome. So there we go, $4.25 if you want to stay in Bangkok, wherever this is. Oh, and then this is Ethos. Ethos, if you like really good food, come to Ethos. Ethos is really, 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 really good food. It's the best food I've had in Bangkok so far this time. It truly is. And so past this, we are just going to start wandering. We're going to go deep into Let's Living. And how do you go deep into Let's Living? You take a random right down the alley. That goes somewhere. I have no idea where this goes. So anyways, it's got pigeons. It's got pigeons. And the pigeons shall try to eat my nutsack off. I'm always worried that random animals are going to try to eat my nutsack off. I think it's just some kind of weird, I don't know, pathology. Maybe some life, one of my past lives, I died having my nutsack removed by a squirrel. I don't know what that is. But anyways, so the first thing is whenever you go into a negotiation, whenever you figure you're going into any situation, one of the things you should always do, oops, oh, I don't know where that is you should pre-think about how do you think this situation is going to pan out, and how far are you willing to go? How much are you willing to spend, so on and so forth, right? Because if you know going into the situation, if you know going into the negotiation, what you're willing basically to give up. And essentially that's with most of these negotiations. Most negotiations, essentially you're asking yourself, how much are you willing to give up? How much are you willing to get screwed by, right? Because that's the thing. You know, okay, you should have negotiated better, you should have had a contract, you should have, would have, could have done a lot of things. You didn't do that. Therefore, again, if you don't do those things and the situation and the other party isn't totally honest, it means you're probably going to get screwed somehow. So the question is then, how much are you willing to get screwed? Then you think about that. So you have that in your head. So when the negotiation's supposed to happen, you know how far you're willing to go. So with this, I was willing to go 60 baht. Figured maybe it'll go up to 80 baht. And then anything past that, well, it's not going to go past that. So then this jackass, holy crap, this jackass says 500 baht. So basically, we were talking about somewhere between a 5 to 10 minute tuk-tuk ride, not a taxi ride, a tuk-tuk ride, 5 to 10 minute tuk-tuk ride, and he wants basically about $15, which even in the United States, I think it's more expensive than even going to the United States. Like if I was in Baltimore, I don't believe a taxi ride would be that expensive. So basically at that point, I tell him to go to hell. And so this is another thing with pre-programmed responses and how you think about the world, is one of the things a lot of people don't realize in transactions is that, that there's always two parties to the transaction. You can't get screwed over unless you accept being screwed over, right? Because you get that a lot with failures. You get that a lot with people that are not successful, or basically this whole victim thing. Is they say, well, Eli, he ripped me off. He ripped me off. He said I owed him 500 baht, and I had to give him 500 baht. No, you didn't. Oh yeah, no, he did. No, we got out of the tuk-tuk, and then he said 500 baht, and I said that's absolutely ridiculous, and I said that's absolutely stupid. But he said no, I will only take 500 baht, and then I said, well, maybe will you take 400? And he said no, 500. So Eli, you see, he was the one that was in the wrong. He was the one that was horrible, and I'm the victim here. It's like, yeah, but just follow me here for a second. You decided to pay him 500 baht. Well, no, but he said I had to. So what? I can say you have to jump off that damn building over there. Doesn't mean you actually have to do it. Just because I say something doesn't mean it actually has to happen, right? Any kind of transaction, any kind of agreement means that both sides have to be part of it. Somebody can say you owe them 500 baht or 1,000 baht or 10,000 baht. It doesn't mean anything until you agree with them. And so many people, again, this is the problem that I have with so many people, is you notice in this situation that I am willing to know that I'm going to get screwed over a little bit. It's like, okay, it's going to be 20 baht extra. Am I essentially going to lose $1 on this just because this person's a jackass? Yeah, reasonably. But then the thing is there's a difference between taking a reasonable loss just to make life easier. Okay, let's look at more guest houses here. So this is Sweetie Guest House, wherever the hell we're at. Single room is 160 to 180. Then you have 240 with your own shower and toilet. Shower, toilet, aircon is 340. So that right there is about $10 per night. So that's not a bad deal right there. So you can get air conditioning and a shower and a toilet for $10 a night. So I'm just saying, air conditioning is nice. Let me tell you. Geek to geek, or geek to whoever the hell you are, air conditioning in Bangkok's nice. Pay for the air conditioning. I don't care about the toilets. Piss out your window for all I care on that. But get the air conditioning. But anyways, but the thing is with transactions, it's both parties have to agree. And so I think that's one of the funniest things with dealing with people, is that so many times they're like, well, Eli, they said, and so I had to do it. It was like, well, no, they said, and then you rolled over and showed them your belly and gave up. You didn't have to do it. You decided to do it. And so this is one of those things where, again, as I talk about with myself, is I believe in authority. I believe in authoritarianism or whatever in a way, but I don't believe in submissiveness. Simply because you take somebody's authority, it's something because you accept somebody's authority, doesn't mean you have to roll over every time they tell you to, right? So this is one of those things, one of those pre-programmed things. So you look at this situation, so I know how much I should be spending. I know how much I'm willing to get screwed. The person comes out with a ridiculous number, and basically I give them the middle finger. This is a transaction here, and I'm not going to accept that transaction. That is too much. So then, my wife is pulling out money, and she pulls out, they have 20 baht notes. She pulls out 4 20 baht notes. So I think, and I'm sitting there, and remember, who's actually in power in the situation? Who's in power? Like, oh, well, the tuk-tuk driver. No, fuck the tuk-tuk driver. The person in power is me. I've got the money. He wants the money. What the hell is that over there? Is that a squirrel? I don't even know what that thing is. Anyways, so basically, I'm the one that has the power in the situation. A lot of people don't realize that. They're like, oh no, it's a tuk-tuk driver. Oh, he just strong-armed me. It's like, no, you had the power. You gave up the power, so you are an idiot on many, 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 many fronts. Ooh, look at that. That's a very pretty squirrel. Can I zoom in on that squirrel? Oops, no, not that way. Where's the squirrel? God damn it. It's right there. Oh, no. Oh, I am up too high. Where's the squirrel? Come back here, squirrel. Oh, there, see it? It's got like a white little beard on it. Yeah, things that fascinate Eli. Woo, squirrely. Look at that. See all kinds of new weird things you see in Thailand. You see new and different squirrel. It's part of my squirrel collection. That's right. Other people are bird watchers. I'm a squirrel watcher. I'm a squirrel watcher. Anyways. So that's the thing. So right, a lot of people think, oh, well, the tuk-tuk driver is the one that has power. You have the money. You have the money. He wants the money. Therefore, you empower, right? So my wife pulls out money out of her pocket, and it was 4 20 baht bills, so it was 80 baht. And so this guy is being a complete and utter jackass, and so I don't want to give him 80 baht. Fuck you and your 80 baht, right? So I look at it. It's like, I'm not gonna give him 500 baht. I ain't gonna give him 100 baht. And my wife just handed me 80 baht, and he ain't gonna get 80 baht, right? Because I had a taxi with air conditioning from a person that wasn't a complete and utter jackass. Ooh, this is Democracy Monument right here. This is the monument to irony. I will not say why. If you know enough about modern Thai history, but anyways, that is Democracy Monument right there. Those are birds. Anyways, so I'm not gonna give him 500 baht. I ain't gonna give him 100 baht. And as I look at it, I'm not gonna give him 80 baht. I think about it, and in this situation, the person has been totally stupidly, he's just being stupid, right? Even asking for 500 baht is insane. Again, we went all the way from the airport to Kawazan Road for 550 baht in the taxi. So him trying to get 500 baht out of us for that little ride is just ridiculous. And so since he's being stupid, basically I look at it, I yank off one of the 20 baht bills, I shove it in my pocket, and I look at the 3 20 baht bills I have left. So it's 60 baht. It's 60 baht I have in my hand. Now here's the thing with this part, when you think about pre-programmed responses, one of the questions you have to ask yourself is it worth going to the stupid level? Is it worth going to stupid level, right? So if we simply walk away and don't pay him anything, the thing is, that might piss him off enough that he'll continue screaming at us and cause some kind of problems. And again, we're not Thai. We're not from this area. I may be able to recognize him on the street, but I sure as hell can't recognize his buddies or his family or whatever if they want to come a-calling later in the day. So if I totally rip him off, that's not going to work. And so I look at it, and so giving him nothing is probably not a great idea. Giving him 20 baht is probably too low. Giving him 40 baht, well, that's reasonable, but realistically, probably 50 baht is what the good price is. But then I look at it, and I've got 60 baht. Now here's the thing. Do I really want to get into an argument with somebody to try to get change? Like, can you imagine at this point, me giving him 60 baht and then demanding 10 baht back? Like, that's just not going to work. And again, it's about not being stupid. So I look at it, and it's like, okay, it's a reasonable loss. 10 baht, 30 cents, I am willing to lose 30 cents. So think about this. This is the back and this is the forth. This is the back, this is the forth. This is, I know what I'm willing to pay, then he asks for a stupid thing, and then I'm willing to do this, right? And then it goes, so I hand him the 60 baht. Oh, he starts screaming, oh, no, I'm taking 60 baht. And so I throw it near his feet, right? So I put it near his feet. And then when I do that, he goes to fucking kick me. At which point, and this is where you have to think about, is how far are you willing to go? It was amazing. I have to thank my Kempo instructor, because literally as he went to go through the kicking motion, automatically my hand retracted into the back knuckle position. It was really kind of cool. It retracted into the back knuckle position, and my knuckle knew exactly where the hell his temple was going to be. At which point he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he backed the fuck down, still screaming at me, but then screamed at me as he drove away. And so again, it's how far are you willing to go? And so to me, at that point, if you're willing to even think about physical violence, I will drop your ass. I will drop your ass in a heartbeat and not think twice about it. And so this is one of those things you have to be thinking about, again, with negotiations, with situations, is everybody thinks like with negotiations and that type of thing, that is a single event. I negotiated the price. I did that. Where it's this back and it's this back and forth. You know before the number comes up what you're willing to spend, what is reasonable. It goes back and forth. When the person comes back to you with something stupid, you think about what you're willing to lose. When it goes back and forth, again, what are you willing to lose to simply disengage the situation so they don't try to come and beat you in the head later in the day? Then if they do try to do something stupid, how far are you willing to go? And if you have these pre-programmed responses in your head, it makes life a lot easier. Again, this kind of thing, again, it plays out in 30 seconds. So it's boom, 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 boom. And if it's all pre-programmed, then it goes through and you work it out, and it's not too bad. And you're not so angry with yourself. Again, am I a little irritated I lost 10 baht? Yes, I'm a little irritated I lost 10 baht. But realistically, how angry am I at losing about 33 cents? Not really that angry. On the other hand, if I had lost something like $15, I would be really pissed at myself, right? But this is something that you need to be thinking about with how you deal with situations, right? Because so many people, they don't go through, basically, they have no pre-programmed responses when things happen. Oh, look at that. It's a rat. Can you see the rat? It's a rat. It's a long rat. Rat's just like, hey, how you doing? Oops, disappeared. Right, because when you have those pre-programmed responses, it just goes back and forth and back and forth, and it's all very quick. And then you can handle it very well. Again, that's one reason, like in Kempo. One of the reasons I like Kempo as a martial art. Now, everybody gets into their own stupid arguments about which martial art they like, this and that and the other. What I like about Kempo, and why I will always be a proponent of Kempo for most people, is because what it does is it sets you up for responses in the real world. So basically with Kempo, every single belt level, you learn 10 to 15 forms. And basically what these forms are is that when somebody attacks you in a certain way, that you respond, that you know how to respond. So when somebody swings a club at you, you respond. When somebody tries to knife you, you respond. When somebody tries to hit you, you respond. You respond, 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 you respond. It is loud today, loud. And so the idea is that you don't even have to think about it. As soon as you're triggered, as soon as something looks like an attack, you're already moving. Again, like I say with the Kempo thing. Okay, let me see if I can cross. I'm gonna wait for that guy to cross. So oh, damn it. Alright, we're just gonna cross here. We're just gonna cross. Cross. There we go. They actually do stop. I will be darned. And so the idea is, so if somebody tries to hit you or something, there's always that pre-programmed response. And so like today, that was the thing. Like as soon as that guy went to kick me, it was an automatic response. I automatically put my shoulder forward. I automatically brought my hand up to back knuckle him, and I already calculated exactly how to just beat the snot out of him. And again, you think about it, and do you think people really want to push that? Do you think people really like if you're screaming at somebody and you do something stupid, you do something aggressive, and then they come into it, they actually come forward and say, is that really where you want to go? And so that's why it's good to have these responses built in. So now the question is, well, how do you get pre-programmed responses? Well, one of the first things that I would say, and it's kind of like that with martial arts, and that's why I'm talking about Kempo, is one of the things is you should get used to violence. I believe every man and woman and child should learn how to be violent. And now a lot of people are like, oh, this is Eli. This is Eli being a sociopath again. I know Eli's a sociopath. He just wants to be violent. And the reason is not because I want to be violent. I actually learned violence as a skill. I guess that's probably why I'm a little scary at it. Because I don't take, how do you put it? I don't take pleasure in anger. I take pleasure in using my skill, I think is the way to say. But what I found is, again, like when I learned martial arts, I was a teenager and all that kind of stuff. And so you learn martial arts for the normal reasons why teenagers learn martial arts. But then what I learned is then when you go out into the real world and you're dealing with CEOs and you're dealing with tuk-tuk drivers and you're dealing with everybody else, it is amazing how much people use physical aggression and physical intimidation to try to get you to back down. I mean, think about it. Think about your CEO. Think about your boss. Think about all these people. When you start getting angry or you start having an argument, their back gets straighter, their head gets up, they start looking down on you. And think about the physical aspect of that and how it makes you want to physically back down. And so one thing that I say, that's why I say everybody should learn violence, I would argue everybody should learn Kempo, because Kempo is a really good form for the real world, is that when you run into those situations, you're not going to intrinsically back down. When somebody starts pushing into you, when somebody starts being aggressive, when somebody starts being intimidated, instead of backing down the way that most people do, again, if you spent many, many, many years practicing a craft, you always really enjoy having the ability to see how well it works in the real world, just to practice it a little bit. And again, when people see that, they're like, right? So one thing with responses is, again, like I say, learning just how to be, and again, you don't have to be a black belt, you don't have to go all the way up, but just spend 2 years. Learn how to get punched. Learn how to punch. You know what I'm saying? It's not just learning how to give abuse, it's learning how to take abuse. Ooh, don't kill me. There we go. Then the next thing after that is then what you start doing is, as you start going through situations, as you start going through business situations, you start trying to think about what is happening. So one of the things with like martial arts, and one of the things with any kind of training, is basically what you do is, in the beginning, you do something very, very, very slow. You do a block slow, or you do a parry slow, or you do a hit or a kick, or whatever slow. You drive like an idiot slow. I don't know what these people are doing. And then you get faster and faster and faster. Not because you're necessarily making yourself faster, but simply because it's becoming easier and easier and easier. You know where your feet are supposed to go. And so instead of thinking about where your feet are supposed to go, your feet automatically go where they're supposed to go. Instead of thinking about how your knees are supposed to be bent, your knees are already bent. Instead of thinking about the position of your hands and whether you have your guard up, your guard is simply up. And as that starts becoming focused, it's easier and easier and easier and easier and easier, right? And so one of the things to be thinking about is, as you go through business transactions, is that you actually start thinking about what you're doing. And the more you think about what you're doing, and the slower it is, the more likely it is you're to fail. But you're gonna start learning the processes. You're gonna start learning the skills that you need. So again, when you go into a business negotiation, you can start to think about it. You think, why did the last negotiation go so horribly wrong? And you think about it, and you're like, well, you know what? When I went into that business negotiation, I had no idea how far I was willing to go. I had no idea how much money I was willing to spend. And so when the question of money came up, I didn't know what the answer was. And so since I stuttered, the person steamrolled me. And so what you do is, so for the next 10 transactions, before you even get to the money, you already have it in your head what you think the transaction's worth, right? And then you learn how to do things that way. And then past that, you learn the negotiation. It's like, okay, well, I don't know, I was willing to go up to 100 and they went up to 120. Is that really worth it to me? You go back and forth with this. And so the more you practice these little skills, the easier those skills are going to be, to the point they become faster and faster and faster and faster. And then you seem like the business skill ninja, right? Because you just walk in there, it's like, look, I'm willing to pay you 55 baht for that. If you want to go with 56 baht, you can fuck off. Oh man, I need 60 baht. 60 baht, well, I can probably do 60 baht, but if you give me 60 baht, the thing is, you're gonna need to give me that thing over there. What? But I don't want to give you that thing over there. Well, look, do you want this transaction to be done or not? I'm willing to give you 60 baht for what I was originally wanting for, and that. Do it done right now, I give you 60 baht. If you're not willing to do that, I'm willing to walk away. Yeah, fine, okay, sure, I'll do it, right? Right? And it's just getting used to it. It's getting that skills down. So that's the thing to be thinking about, is what do you have pre-programmed in your little brain? How do you react? Because the biggest problem that I see is so many people are just simply pre-programmed to react as submissive. I remember there we go, somebody doing a beer. I want a beer. Beers are nice. Anyways, you know, my old martial art instructor, my old Kempo instructor, used to give us a mental test. And basically it was to determine like what we were like. And so basically what he would do is he would ask us a question. He would ask people that didn't know the question before. And he said, basically what he said is, hands around the neck, choking. And that's it. People would say, is it hands around my neck? And he wouldn't say anything. Is it, am I choking somebody else? And he wouldn't say anything. So then the question is what do you do? So hands around the neck choking, what do you do? It's like, well, who's choking who? And he's just completely silent. And so then you sit there and you just have to give an answer. And so when I was there, you know, when the instructor, it was kind of funny with me. It really does show you how fucked up my brain is in a way. So, you know, I'm sitting there trying to figure out what the hell the game is here. Couldn't figure it out because I'd never heard the test at the time. And so my friend, the one guy that was sitting there with us, he was sitting there and he was like, okay, hands around the neck choking. And he said, okay, well, if hands are around my neck choking, then what I do is, and he talked about one of our forms. You know, I don't know, parting way, not parting way, I don't know. One of the forms. He was like, okay, if somebody's choking me, this is what I do. And the instructor was like, okay, that sounds reasonable. And then my buddy there, the guy that was same level as me, he was like, hands around the neck choking. It's like, well, if it's me, I'm gonna choke harder. And it's like, okay, see, that's a different way of thinking about it. And then the instructor looked at me, and again, how I'm fucked up is I was like, well, I'd walk over to the two guys on the ground, tap the one on top on the shoulder and say, hey guys, your beer's getting warm, and the paramilitary guys, folks, are probably gonna show up pretty soon. And here's the thing, what the question really was asking wasn't really looking for what your answer is, but it was looking for what is your perspective. When somebody says, hands around neck choking, what do you do? Do you see yourself as the victim? Do you see yourself as the aggressor? Or do you see yourself as the guy who really doesn't want his bar shut down that night, right? And that's the thing, is I see for most folks out there that what you see yourself is the victim. Oh no, I'm the one getting choked. And again, if your fundamental viewpoint on the world is that you're the victim, how the hell are you ever going to be successful? How the hell are you ever going to accomplish much of anything if your default value is just square one, you are the victim, right? You tell me. I'm not telling you the answer. You tell me. So those are my thoughts for the day. Those are my thoughts. Think about pre-programming yourself. The more you're pre-programmed, the better you'll go. So let's see here. Lampu House, economy pricing, 280 baht. So 350 bahts, 10 bucks. So again, about $8. Fan and air conditioning, hot shower, serene and private. Nice and green. I have no idea what the hell nice and green is around here. But again, less than $10. So if you look around, again, I truly believe. You know, I was going through here, like I say, 11 years ago, and I said you could get by for $10 a day. It's a little harder now. I will say it's a little harder to get by with $10 a day, but it's still not an impossibility. It's still not horrible. You could still get by with $10 a day and have a couple of good beers at a restaurant at night. If you're willing to buy beer at the 7-Eleven, you could even have even more beer. And if you're like, Eli, why do you keep talking about beer even if you don't drink beer? It's because, believe me, this is one of the few places in the world you really want to have a beer. Oh, a nice cold beer right now. A nice liter of cold beer right now. Yeah. There's a reason why when people come to Bangkok, they drink a lot of beer. Because just cold beer here, oh, it just tastes good. It just feels good. It just is good. It's just purity. Just purity. But anyways. So what else is going on? So tomorrow we're going off to Ayutthaya. So that's a cool little place. If you don't know Ayutthaya, Google search Ayutthaya. Try to figure out how to spell Ayutthaya and Google search it. But if you don't know how to spell Ayutthaya, you can just wait till I put out videos on it. But yeah, I'll be going off to Ayutthaya tomorrow. We're still trying to figure out how we're gonna go to Ayutthaya. We found a place that we're gonna stay. And I do have to say, what's really cool is Hotels.com is awesome. Hotels.com just makes life so much easier, especially when you're traveling and doing this kind of thing. Because you just have that one site If you're worried about your credit card number, you can actually pay just through hotels.com. So you don't have to give every like jackass in the world your credit card number. You know, you can figure everything out beforehand, and it's good. So we found the hotel that we're going to be staying at. It's going to be like $40 US per night. It's going to have air conditioning. It's going to have bike rental. It's going to have, you know, hot water and all that. But the other good thing is, again, when you're willing to spend a couple of more bucks, is it's right on the Ayutthaya Park. That probably doesn't mean a lot to you. Again, that will mean much more to you in a couple of days when I put up the videos for Ayutthaya Park. But it's really nice. It's like really like right on the park. It's supposed to be right on the park itself. By the map, it shows it right on the park itself. So it's right on the park, and it's close to the night markets too. So the night markets are going to be cool. So we know that, and then now we just have to figure out how we're going to get there. So by train is about 2.5 hours away. So here's the question. Again, do we spend the money that we have, or do we have PO just because we should? So, if we go by train, leaving the Bangkok station, it takes 2.5 hours to get there. It costs 250 baht per person for a second class train car. So basically an air-conditioned train car. So 2 people, that's 500 baht. Then you figure tuk-tuk ride or cab ride to get to the train station will be another 100 baht. Then you figure once we get off the train, you actually have to go across the ferry. So that's going to be some money. Plus you need another tuk-tuk ride to get to the hotel. So that's going to be into some money. So I think like if we go by train, it's going to take 2.5 hours plus all of those different rides, and it's going to cost us 800 baht at least. Whereas we can just hire a taxi. So 800 baht is 350 is 10, so that would be 23 bucks. So that's going the hard way. Or I've talked with our hotel, and we can just hire a taxi, and the taxi will cost 2,000 baht even, and will just take us literally from our hotel to the other hotel. Done. Right? Air-conditioned taxi, hour and a half to get there, right? And so that's 2,000 baht. So 2,000 baht is 40, 50, something like $55. So it costs like $30 more and is just kind of done. Now if I was a real backpacker, I'd be like, screw it. Not only am I not going to do a taxi, I'm not even going to do second class. Apparently if you do like third class train, you can get it for like 50 baht a person. And again, you do get what you pay for. That's the thing, like when you're in Thailand, it's not necessarily that things are that much cheaper. It's just the grades of things that you can buy are so much less. Like, you know, if you're in the US, you can buy A quality and B quality and C quality. And the thing is nothing is sold below C quality, so there's no price for it. Well, here, there's D quality and E quality and F quality and G quality and H and I and J and K and L and M. So it's one of those things, like when you're paying 50 baht for a train ride, it's not that you're getting a Sella train ride for 50 baht. It's that you're getting a wooden bench and a cattle car for 50 baht. You know what I'm saying there? But anyways, so we'll be going to Ayutthaya, probably spend a couple of days there. That's a really cool place, and it'll also be nice. You know, my wife likes to do the whole bicycle riding thing, and it's a nice big flat area with a lot of park space. And so then we'll spend a few days there, and then after Ayutthaya, we'll go up to a place called Sukhothai, which unfortunately is a lot farther away from Ayutthaya, so that's going straight north again, but that'll be like a 7-hour bus ride. So we'll get a bus ride and go up to Sukhothai, another great, beautiful, ancient ruin type place. So we'll spend a few more days there. And then I think there's some, I think in Sukhothai, there's actually some ruins that I didn't see last time. So I've seen Ayutthaya and Sukhothai last time I was here, but I think around Sukhothai, there's actually some old ruins that I didn't see last time. So we'll probably see those. So we'll stay there a few days. And then from there, we'll go to Chiang Mai. And then my wife really wants to kind of settle down a little bit. She really likes the idea of spending like a week or two in places. So once we get to Chiang Mai, I figure we'll spend a week there. There's trekking we can do there. We can go poke around the hill tribes. There's lots of stuff. Like Chiang Mai is kind of like one of the destinations. It's kind of, you know, like, oh, I don't know, how do you explain it? Like Interlaken. Where is it? Interlaken, Switzerland. You know, so you've got like big cities and you got like Interlaken. I don't know, most people listening to this probably don't know what the hell interlocking is. But anyways, you know, Chiang Mai is just like one of those the places to go. So we'll go up there. I figure we'll spend about a week there, looking all around. Then we'll go over to Chiang Rai. Chiang Rai is up there in that northern area. Probably spend another week there, looking around. Then we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do, because we need to go down to Angkor Wat. So I don't know if we'll just do a lot of exploring in the north and then fly to Angkor Wat. Because again, we only have a 30-day visa. So we're here for 6 weeks, but we only have a 30-day visa. In order to renew the visa, you have to you have to go out of the country and then come back in the country. So we kind of figure out how all of that's gonna work. So yeah, as in, I vaguely have an idea of what I'm planning to do. Vaguely is probably a little too optimistic. But those are the thoughts. I know we're going to Ayutthaya, then I know we're going to Sukhothai, then I know around Sukhothai, what the hell, we're gonna be doing something else. Then we're gonna be going to Chiang Mai, where yet again we're going to do something else. And then we'll go to Chiang Rai, as in something else again. And then from there we will figure it out. Because we just be a traveling. So, yeah. That's the one thing I'm hoping, like, once we get to Chiang Mai. So Chiang Mai has like some more cafes and some more places to like hang out. We're still a little new with all this. I haven't been doing this for a while. And so the real way that you figure out what you want to do in these countries is you start, you know, sitting down with the backpackers and sitting down with the other travelers. And so my hope is once we get to Chiang Mai, start having some coffee and such with the other travelers and see what the hell they're up to, and then figure out what the best thing is, what the best course of action. That really is. Like I say, you don't listen to the travel agents. You don't even really listen to the Lonely Planet books. You sit there and you talk with other people and you see what's exciting and cool right now, and then you go and you do that. Oh, wow. I am impressed. I don't know if you guys are impressed, but I am impressed. I have been talking to you folks for 46 minutes in 107-degree heat index. Woohoo! I'm getting good at this. And not only that, but I feel even less stupid this time. And again, one of the reasons I try to be honest with you folks about how I feel about things is just so you get an idea of what the real world is really like. Like, there's this idea that, again, you know, people that are successful kind of pop out of their mom's ass being successful. Like, yep, popped out of my mom's ass, was walking on my 2 feet within days, had my PhD within 2 weeks, right? And that's not really the case, right? We all started off stupid. We all started off idiots. We all started off feeling like we were just complete and utter dumbasses. And so what I want to tell you right now, so I have been doing these walks, right? So for four days. This is my 4th vlog while walking, my 3rd vlog while walking through a populated area. And what I want you to understand now is that I don't feel nearly as stupid anymore. Basically, I feel... there's some rooms down here. Let's go down here for a second. I feel pretty normal. Not completely normal. I ain't gonna lie. It's not like I'm feeling like this is like, oh, look, I'm just out walking with my camera. But I'm feeling pretty normal. Like, you can notice, I don't think I'm stuttering as much. Like, I feel like in my other videos, my last couple of videos when I was around people, I stuttered a lot more because when people looked at me, I like automatically felt like I was an idiot. And as soon as I automatically felt like I was an idiot, I wanted to stop talking. But now it's like people are looking at me and they are just staring at me. They're like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? And I'm like, yeah, what? What, you don't walk around with a video camera talking to it? Well, you just missing. You just missing something. It's not my fault you're all crazy. What, you want a real job? You want a job? You're gonna be out in this heat, like doing real work? Working your ass off for a little bit of money? Well, guess what? Me? I don't want to walk around with my stupid ass little video camera making money. Who's stupid now? Who's stupid now? That's what I'm saying. Anyways, that's probably going a little too far. Eli, you just go too far sometimes. Eli, we're right with you. And then you just go a little too far. Oh well. Oh, look at that. Pure vegetarian Indian food. Huh. So, if you're looking for pure vegetarian Indian food, go to Baluchi's. Where is Baluchi's? I don't really know. That's kind of cool. I love Indian food. Indian food is so good. Oh. The only problem is with my wife, right? That's the thing with how my wife eats. It's like, come on. So not only is she vegan, and I can deal with a vegan, but she's also like oil-free vegan. So like even Indian she usually can't do. Oh, but look at that. Oh, saag paneer. Oh, aloo tikka. Oh, thali. Good. Have you had a good thali? If you haven't had a good thali, you just don't know what's going on. Oh, well. Ooh, look at that. Oh, these things are awesome. Have you ever had vada idli? Whatever the hell that shit is. They're these little fried, like little, I don't know what the hell it is. It's almost like cornbread and jalapenos that you put in a sauce. Oh, that makes me want to salivate. Pakoras. Oh, I love pakoras. I may come back here tonight. I love Indian food. Good Indian food. Like, good Indian food in Asia is amazing. It is amazing. So I may come back here. Poor guy. He saw me looking at his menu and he comes all out, all smiley. Oh, I know. I'm not actually eating right now. Can't you tell I'm talking to my camera? I don't want to talk to you. I'm talking to my camera. Don't interrupt, damn you. Can a man talk to his camera without people looking at him like he's an idiot? Someday there will be YouTube content creator equality. Someday YouTube vloggers will be able to walk around like every other type of human being, and people won't look at them as if they're half insane. But that day is not today. Because look at him, he's looking at me like I'm half insane. He's giving me the eyeball. He's like, what the hell is that guy doing? Like, I am being me. I am being a YouTube content creator. And you will not oppress me. You will not microaggress me. That'd be screwed up. That's when you know the millennials have taken over. When you know the millennials have finally won is when YouTube content creators start talking about microaggression. I have been microaggressed as a YouTube content creator. That's when you know, fuck it, it's all over. It's time just to go to the 25-cent solution and be done with it. Oh, lots of fruit. They really like their durian around here. I have no idea what people are saying to me. They just talk to me though. They're like, I have that face. People just talk to me. Even when I don't know what the hell they're saying. But anyways, Suzuki, lots and lots and lots of street food. Lots of street food. There's a temple over there. Anyways, I'm just gonna talk a little bit more until we get to the 7-Eleven. So there's 7-Eleven, oh look at that, little kitty cat. So many little kitty cats. Kitty cat had his fish. People do feed him. People do put food down for him. Anyways, what was I saying? This looks interesting. So yeah, we'll be off to Ayutthaya, and then from Ayutthaya to Sukhothai, from Sukhothai to Chiang Mai, from Chiang Mai to somewhere else. I'm liking this Let's Live thing. I really like this Let's Live. This is such a cool idea. I have PewDiePie to thank for this. I don't know if I have PewDiePie to thank for this. But this is kind of cool. Like until I saw those Let's Players, there's no way in hell I would have ever done. And this is an interesting thing, like why you don't give certain people too much crap. Is because here's the thing, right? If I hadn't seen that Let's Players could be successful, I would have never really thought of being a Let's Liver. Right? You know, this whole Let's Live thing, while 1,000 times cooler than watching people play video games, really came about from the concept of people playing video games. It's like, well, hell, if people are willing to watch somebody play video games and talk while they do so, wouldn't it be even cooler if we were out there in the real world? So now, no matter how stupid you may think Let's Play is, the reality is Let's Play is fundamentally what got us here. The only problem is, am I now lost? It's fundamentally what got us here. But where is here? Where is here? But 7-Eleven, like when I say there's 7-Elevens everywhere, there really are 7-Elevens everywhere. It's like the weirdest thing in the world, and it's not 7-Slevens, not like 7-Slevens or 7 Levi's or something like that. It's actually 7-Elevens. There's 7-Elevens have taken over this country, and the thing is, like 7-Elevens are like insane. So that was just a 7-Eleven. So that's a 7-Eleven. But then the 7-Eleven that we're going to be going to is just right around the corner. And there are just so many 7-Elevens. And they're all like really small. They're like these tiny little 7-Elevens. But, you know, it's curious. It's a lot more livable though. I wonder if that would be something that would be good for like American society. They talk about like food deserts and all that kind of stuff in US cities. And you wonder, like, what if they opened up like really tiny 7-Elevens everywhere? Maybe that would solve like food desert problems. But of course people will get snobby. That's what I hate. Is when you come up with a good solution, people get snobby. They're like, oh, I don't want a 7-Eleven in my neighborhood. Like, yeah, but it's not actually your neighborhood. Well, yeah, but I own houses in the neighborhood. Yeah, but you haven't lived there in like 20 years. Your renters live in that neighborhood. Yeah, but if there's a 7-Eleven, it'll mean the value of my houses will go down. It's like, So what's more important, the value of your houses or your renters being able to eat decent food? Eli, that should be obvious. It's like, yeah, it should be obvious. It truly, truly, truly should be obvious. But it's not. Dun 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 dun. Lots of clothes shops. Lots of tailors. Like I said, I don't get this whole tailor thing. Hey, look at that, tailors. Who the hell wants tailor? Again, it's 100. Like, I can't quite get that through your folks' heads. It is 107-degree heat index today, and it's down. 107-degree heat index is down from what it was yesterday. Why in the hell would I even think about buying a wool suit? I just can't even believe that. I can't imagine that. So anyways, got lots of weird shirts here. You can buy lots of clothing. That's one thing too. If you come here, don't feel like you have to bring clothing with you, because there is clothing everywhere. Oh, there's good food. Look at those. Those are sausages. Oh, they're coming out. The juices are good. More juice. Fresh juice is the way to go. And now we're gonna go to 7-Eleven. I'll go to tiny 7-Eleven. There we go. See, tiny 7-Eleven. Nice water. They like the milk. People walk by. It really is that narrow, just so small. There we go. Hello. So there we go. That was surviving 7-Eleven. Oops. If I don't get hit by a bike. There we go. Dun 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 dun. Oops. Oh, we're still recording, right? Yeah, we're still recording. 57 minutes. That's the only thing I dislike with this camera is the touch sensitivity is way too fucking high. Like every time you like glance the screen, it does something. And it's one of those things, like, I'm never quite sure what it does. It's not like I glance a screen and it always does the exact same thing. It's like, I just barely touch the screen, and then it does something, like, completely freaking random. Anyways. So I got our big old bottle of water here. See, this is one way you save money, too. So this is 43 bahts worth of water. 43 baht. And so this is 6 liters of water. So what we've done is we have our Nalgene bottles. And so we buy these things at 7-Eleven, and then this is about a day's worth of water. So again, I guess that's one thing you have to think about when you're pricing things out, is you also have to think out water. So 2 of us drink 1 of these a day. So if it's 1 person, I guess it's about, so this is 43 baht for 2 people per day. If it's 1 person, then it would be like 20, I don't know what the hell's that, 21.5 baht per day. So you do have to keep that in mind. But there's that. There's that. Is somebody want to let me go? Thank you. They do actually stop every once in a while. Not always. Maybe it's a confidence. Maybe I'm exuding confidence now. Like, yeah, motherfuckers. I'm gonna be walking across this road. A monk is a monk. Come in. And so this is our nice, beautiful hotel. And with that, we're probably going to call it a day. Because have been yabbering away. They have nice taxis. Again, that's what we're gonna spend like 2,000 baht for tomorrow. I know it's a little lame. I think that's what we're gonna do. Anyways, let's go over here and go in. Oh, air conditioning. And we're gonna go up. And with that, it has been real. It has been fun. And I think you have had enough conversation from Eli today. See you folks tomorrow.